Okay. So as you all know, from day one I've said unless there are really strong, meaningful reforms to rein in ICE and stop the violence, there will not be Democratic votes to fund ICE and extend the awful status quo that now exists. Well, today Senate Democrats made that point absolutely clear. For weeks, we've been pushing common sense reforms, the very types of things that local police and sheriffs throughout America routinely follow. Today's strong vote was a shot across the bow to Republicans. Democrats will not support a blank check for chaos. This vote today asked a simple question. Will you rein in ICE's abuses, or will you vote to extend the chaos? Republicans chose chaos, and the Democrats, we refused. Republicans chose to put a bill on the floor that ignored the abuses, ignored the outrage, ignored what the American people want overwhelmingly. And they failed to get the votes to avoid a shutdown at DHS. As we've said for weeks, if Republicans want to keep DHS funded, they need to get serious. They need to sit down. They need to negotiate in good faith, produce legislation that actually reins in ICE and stops the violence. And I'm proud of my caucus. Senate Democrats listened to the American people and stood together with one clear, strong voice. Enough is enough. We listened to the American people and stood together with that clear voice. The American people are tired. They're tired of seeing these horrific videos. They turn your stomach. And 90% of Americans say they've seen them. The videos of Americans beaten, snatched off the streets, treated like they have no rights. These videos are reminiscent of what you see in dictatorships. The Americans are tired of masked agents conducting warrantless operations in their communities, secret police. They're tired of chaos, secrecy, and zero accountability. That is not what law and order looks like. And Republicans simply cannot pretend that this outrage does not exist. It's their responsibility now to step forward, heed the calls of the American people, and work with us to pass real reform. The path forward is simple. Negotiate serious guardrails that protect Americans, that rein in ICE, and stop the violence. Americans are watching what's happened in neighborhood after neighborhood across the country. They know it's wrong, they know it's excessive, and they want Congress, the Senate, to fix it. Senate Democrats showed up today for Americans. We did what they're asking. We did our job today. Now, Republicans have to do theirs. And as you know, we have asked for very simple objectives that is overwhelmingly supported by the American people and by a very good chunk of Republicans. I've looked at the polling data. While the MAGA Republicans don't support it, they must like what ICE is doing. Lord knows why. Non-MAGA Republicans, about 35–40% of Republicans support us. The public is crying out for change. Ready for questions? Yes.
Is there anything in what the White House sent over that you can find common ground on? And also, what kind of message does it send to you that the White House is willing to engage on the policy?
Well, look, first, I'm not going to negotiate in public and get into the details. But second, their proposal is not serious, plain and simple. It's very far apart from what we need.
But what's unserious
Yes,
about it?
I said I'm not negotiating in public.
What is in the White House proposal?
Again, I'm not negotiating in public. You can ask them. They sent it to us privately. Yes.
Is there serious discussion about a proposal that would fund DHS, would take out funding for ICE and CBP?
No, the way to do this, it's very simple. We should fund the whole package. All the Republicans have to do is meet our requests here and negotiate in a serious way, and we can pass the whole thing. Yes.
Leader Schumer, what's your message to federal workers who now are not certain at TSA, Coast Guard, FEMA, when they're going to get a paycheck next or be able to call into work?
Talk to the Republicans, okay? We're ready to fund everything. We're ready to have good, serious proposals supported by the American people. They're not. They're sort of dug in the ground, and they're not moving forward. Yes.
Commissioner, why risk, as you said, Coast Guard, TSA, all them, when Republicans have already pre-funded ICE to $75 billion? ICE is still going to be, going.
Ask the Republicans, okay? And go look at the funding streams that are available for other areas as well. But just ask the Republicans. They're the ones holding this up. We're on the side of the American people. We showed today overwhelmingly. I think the Republicans thought, I think they were surprised until yesterday that we would have a strong, unified vote. And our caucus is passionate about this. If you sat in our caucus meetings, you'd see how strongly people feel. And you know who are among the strongest? Some of the very people who didn't vote with us last time. You've heard them. They've put out their statements. Yes.
Senator Schumer, can you say with whom you're negotiating with at the White House? And is Stephen Miller involved in these talks, given his views on ICE?
Look, we're negotiating with the White House legislative people, and they bring in other people in. Yes.
You guys have a proposal or a counter proposal coming this weekend. How do you see the next week and a half going when you guys are on recess?
Well,
Are you
again-
sticking around? And what's the?
Well, look, every one of the people negotiating on our side will be available 24/7 to go forward. But what we're waiting for is, again, the White House to get serious and the Republicans to get serious. For whatever reason, they are stuck in a position that is not serious, will not end the violence, and will not rein in ICE. And again, ask them, just ask them, why are they opposed to simple things like no roving patrol, like ending the roving patrols? Warrants, you ever hear of that? The Americans are for warrants. Across the board, the average American knows you don't knock on a door and go into a house without a warrant. Are they against accountability, where somebody in some outside group has an ability to look and see if there's been abuses, and ICE is a terribly abusive force, you've all seen it? Are they against masks being off and people not having identity? What is going on here? Why are they so adamant in a position that is so against the Constitution and against what the American people, even a vast chunk of Republicans, are demanding now? It's hard to figure out. Yes.
Commissioner, the House, as you know, has already canceled Codel's delegation. Is it appropriate that Senate Democrats are still planning on going, just in case there is a deal, they would not be able to come?
Let me tell you, everyone will be available. Anytime, if we break the barrier of Republicans not negotiating seriously, and we can come to an agreement that is serious and, as I said, that reins in ICE and that ends the violence, everyone will be back. Everyone. And they said that at our caucus today, and be available. Yes.
Schumer, to what extent are the public opinion shifts you mentioned driving your negotiating position? Do you feel validated as a result of
No,
that?
I just met with a group of 30 Minnesotans. They just came to my office. That's what's motivating us. When you hear what's happening, it's not America. I mean, I was sick one of the videos I watched, not even the videos of the two people who were killed, but how they treated a woman and pulled her out of the car and threw her to the ground and kicked her. It turns your stomach. That's what motivates us. This has got to stop. It's not America. Thank you, everybody.